Hello and welcome back. This is the third episode of What's in Our Collection, where I highlight 10 records every video that is in our collection. As you can see, I'm now in the third set of 10, and let's get right to it. As I normally do, I have a set of notes because I want to give as much information as I can about each record and chart stats and that sort of thing. So let's get right to it. So the first one I'm going to highlight today is this record. It's by Anohni, and the album's called Hopelessness. It came out in May 6th, 2016. The first time I ever heard of this artist was when she sang with Bjork on two of Bjork's songs from the album Volta in 2000 and I think 6. I think it's 2006. She sang with Bjork on The Dull Flame of Desire, which I absolutely love, and another song called My Juvenile. This is her solo album. It's, as I said, it came out in May of 2016. She is a trans artist, and she was formerly known as Anthony Haggerty, who actually, by the way, is the first openly transgendered performer nominated for an Academy Award. And that was for, actually with J. Ralph, and that was for a song called Manta Ray, which was released for a film called Race and Extinction in 2016. This album had received a lot of accolades by some of the biggest music publications, like New Music Express. It was named the number 8th album of that year for them. The Guardian named it the number 6 album for that year. Billboard called it the 16th best album of 2016, and Rolling Stone said they thought it was the 35th best album of 2016. In the charts, it did okay. In the UK, it reached number 26, but on North America, it made 3 Billboard charts. Billboard Hot 100, it peaked at number 121. The alternative Billboard chart, it peaked at number 8, and the Billboard Independent charts, it peaked at number 6. Great album. I think the song called Drone Bomb Me was the only single, and it was actually Barack Obama highlighted it as one of his favorite songs on his playlist. So Anohni, Hopelessness, came out in 2016. Great record. Next one I'm going to highlight is by a Danish-Norwegian group called Aqua. And this is a 12-inch of a song called Barbie Girl, which kind of had a resurgence last year with the movie Barbie. Now, I wasn't really a big fan of that song. I did like another one of two of their hits, but it wasn't Barbie Girl. I thought it was too poppy, but I just wanted to check out the remixes and thought they were fairly good. This came out in 1997, April of 1997. It was from their album Aquarium, and it's the third single off that album. It was actually that year was UK's one of UK's best-selling singles of that year. It hit number 1 in the UK, and it was number 1 for a 4-week period, which is kind of unheard of in the UK. It also hit Canada's #1 charts for Dance Urban and for RPM, and it was also a #4 hit on just RPM Top Singles. Again, like I said, in the UK, it was #1, and in Billboard, it made three charts. Billboard Hot 100 was a top 10 hit at #7. The Billboard Dance Club Play charts stalled at #21. And for the single sales, which is quite important, single sales, #2. So it sold a lot of copies. And that was pre-digital as well. This single sold about 8 million records worldwide back in 1997. Also, Mattel had a lawsuit with MCA Records because they felt that the song sexualized Barbie, which they did not like. Yeah, so a little bit about Barbie Girl, the single. And we're moving on to Arca. And Arca is a Spanish artist named Alejandra Gersi Rodriguez. This album came out in 2020. It's Kick One. It's the 4th release from electronic experimental pop artist Arca. 4 singles came out of this record, all released in April, May, and June of 2020. And the singles were Non-Binary, Time, Make It Trefe, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, I'm not sure, and KLX. KLK. This album is pretty avant-garde, I would say, electronic, and it was the year it came out, or a year later, it was nominated for 2 Grammy Awards for Best Dance Album Recording and Best Alternative Album. So check it out if you like a little bit of avant-garde pop or electronic music. This is a good one to check out. Then we have a variety of the next few albums are going to be from the same artist. Arcade Fire, they're a Canadian indie band, indie rock band. The first album I will highlight is Reflector. This came out in October of 2013. There were 5 singles off of this album. First one being Reflector, then Afterlife, We Exist, You Already Know, and Get Right. All released between September of 2013 up until September of 2015. This album was released, I don't know if I said it, but October 28th in 2013. And it did, they usually do pretty well in the charts. In Canada, it was a Billboard #1 hit. In the UK, it was #1. And in the US, it was #1 on 2 charts, the Billboard Hot 200 and the Billboard Top Rock Albums chart. So it's a great record. We're moving on to the next one, which is another Arcade Fire album called Everything Now. I'm back. It's another Gatefold. This was their 5th studio album, and this also had 5 singles: Everything Now, Creature Comfort, Signs of Life, Electric Blue, and Put Your Money on Me. And those were all released in the first 3, Everything Now, Creature Comfort, Signs of Life, were all released in June of 2017, where the latter, Electric Blue, was July of 2017, and the last single, Put Your Money on Me, was released in 2018, so a year later. This album was produced by Thomas Bangalter, I think his name is, from Daft Punk, and Steve McKay of Pulp. This album was also #1 Billboard Canadian chart topper. Another chart topper for Arcade Fire in the UK, #1. And in the US, Billboard Hot 100, #1. alternative number one, and rock album number one. So this band is actually putting out some mega albums, if you will. Now, moving on, and still with Arcade Fire, from this album is a 12-inch single, Everything Now. This single came out, as I said, in June of 2017, and there's not really much to it. It's just a single and an instrumental. I don't know. I just guess we bought it because we liked Arcade Fire. In regards to charts on the single, in Canada, Billboard Hot 100, number 70, not too good. Billboard Rock Canada, number 19, and Adult Contemporary, number 46. It did fare a little bit better in the UK, where it made their official charts at number 50, and then it did much better in the US, where it was Billboard's rock alternative number 11 and Billboard Rock Play at number 16. So that single did okay there. For the second single, Creature Comfort, this again doesn't have many remixes. Actually, if any, it's just a 12-inch single of Creature Comfort. This came out, as I said previously, in June of 2017. It is the second single from Reflector. From Everything Now. I'm getting my records mixed up. And in Canada, it made or topped the Billboard chart at number 10. In the USA, it topped at number 28 on Billboard's Rock and Alternative chart. So yeah, again, we bought it because we like Arcade Fire and we thought it would be a rare record, but I don't think it is. Okay, and the last single from the album Everything Now by Arcade Fire was Put Your Money on Me. And this does have a different version of the song. It's called the Windows 98 version 1.0. It is different from the actual album version. And this single, as I said, was the last single from Everything Now, and it did not chart. So that's that one. And then the last Arcade Fire that I'm going to highlight is Arcade Fire Presents We, and that's this record. It's really cool. This was the 6th album from Arcade Fire, and I think it's, well, the 6th album. And the singles from this one were The Lightning 1 and 2, came out March 2022, and Unconditional 1, parentheses, Look Out Kid, that was April 2022. And then Unconditional 1 and 2, Race and Religion. That song actually features Peter Gabriel on background vocals. So it's kind of cool. This actually was the last record that featured multi-instrumentalist Will Butler, and he left the band in late 2022. So yeah, it's a good album. Check it out if you like dance pop or indie rock. It's a good one. The last album I'm going to highlight today is one of my favorites from the 80s. It's a side project of one of the 80s biggest bands, Duran Duran. This album is called So Red the Rose. And this came out in 1985, and I absolutely loved it because it was like a darker side of Duran Duran. Duran Duran was very pop rock, and when Simon Le Bon, Nick Rhodes, and Roger Taylor. Simon Le Bon was the lead singer of Duran Duran. Nick Rhodes is a keyboardist, and Roger Taylor is the drummer. So they did this side project and created this, what I call a masterpiece. It has one of my favorite songs on it called Goodbye Is Forever, which was actually the second single off the album. They did release 4 singles from this, Election Day being the first one. Election Day features the vocals of Grace Jones. She talks in that song. The second single, as I said, was Goodbyes Forever, which was released in 86. Third single was The Promise, but that single was only released in the UK only. And the last single was The Flame, which was released in 86, only in USA. Album cover is a painted illustration of a model called Violeta Sanchez, and the artist is Tony Viramonte. This album features David Gilmour on guitar. David Gilmour is of Pink Floyd. And it also features Sting on The Promise. Yeah. And Herbie Hancock as well. So, yeah, some interesting information. This album did pretty well as a side project for those Duran Duran members. It in the Billboard Hot 100, it actually made the top 30 and stalled at number 23. In the UK, it didn't fare as well, but it was still top 30 at number 30. Great record. It's one of my favorites from back in the 80s. Maybe 10 years after, or 15 years after, I can't remember, they re-released it in a double CD format with all the remixes and demos and the videos, I believe, as well. Great record. If you're a Duran Duran fan and you don't have this in your collection, you should. It's a great record. That's all I have for today. I hope you join me next time when we go through the next 10 records, and yeah, and I'll bring that to you in a couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed this. If you do, like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll go through all these in the coming weeks. Hope to see you, and hope you you join and comment. Take care. Peace.